everybody. Welcome to the stream. How are we all doing? Has fishing been working? Is fishing working? It should be working. No? Okay. Fishless again. All right. That's fine. That's fine. I will turn it off again. Sorry about that to anybody who used channel points to try and fish. We're not laptopping? We're not. No. Peachy just had her walk and she pooped and she peed and she's had her medicine and she's gonna conk the fuck out for about 3 hours. So I was like, Clarky, if anything goes wrong with Peach, if she starts barking or anything, because currently she does not bark unless like she needs assistance, right? So I was like, if she starts barking, go get daddy, but otherwise she should just sleep the whole time I'm working. So yeah, my ring light also won't turn on. The second I tried to move my setup to a different place, everything broke. I don't know what that says about me. Is it me? I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, we're doing all right. Yeah, Peachy is okay. I think she walked a little too much last night. Sam came to bed and was like, she had to pee multiple times in the night. And so he was like, just a heads up, she might be more tired than usual or like less inclined to do her walks. And I was like, got it, no problem. And he was not joking. Like I gave her medication at 8:30, I think. She's supposed to have it between 8 and 9. And Clark slept in, which means I slept in. I was not going to complain. So I gave her medication at like 8:30, and this dog conked out until 11:30. And I was like, sleepy bean, sleepy girl. But you know, it timed out kind of perfect for this because she wound up being able to go out for her walk around 12:15. But yeah, she's doing okay. She can do a couple walks in the day without assistance, without the harness. Sam still feels more comfortable using the harness. I don't think she feels safe when I have the harness because she'll walk just fine with Sam if he's got the harness. She hates when I have the harness. And I think honestly, it's like he just gives her more support than I do. So there's almost this vibe of like, go big or go home, right? Like, don't bring the harness unless you're gonna put in some backbone here. Where in the world are you? I live in England. So it is 1:20 in the afternoon here. But yeah, she's doing good. She's eating, she's drinking. We figured out a method to give her medication. She still hates it, but it's less traumatizing for her than us shoving 5 pills down her throat, you know? So yeah, she's doing pretty good. I know. Poor baby. And we're still keeping the log. The log helps a lot to just keep track of like, when did we walk her before? When did she have her medicine? You know, all that. So when I'm done here, she'll need her anti-inflammatory. So I don't know how. I always wind up being like the designated medicine guy. Anytime, it could be Clark, it could be the dog, it could be the cats. I'm always the one that winds up giving everybody their medications. Which you'd think with a big ass dog, it would be better for Sam to give her the medication. I get that he's asleep for part of it, but like he's able to wrangle her and like get her mouth open easier than me, dude. Hi, Kelly. How are you? We do have insurance for her. Yeah. So we've put in a claim for her surgery, but yes, it was very expensive. One of the reasons, it wasn't the primary reason, but one of the reasons that we opted to do both legs at the same time is they were like, you don't have to pay for any of the before care or after care stuff a second time. It knocks like $1,000 off of the final cost. And we were like, that is nice. That is a nice point. The cats and dogs will let my wife trim their nails, feed them pills, but they'll fight me to the nail if I try. That's so funny. No, I don't feel like they're any more or less. I think what winds up happening is sometimes, and I'm this way too with some things, whoever decides to just bite the bullet and do it first winds up being like the expert. Like, I was like, okay, fine. I'm just going to figure out how to give this dog pills, right? And then it turned into, well, you know how to do it. You know, it's that kind of a thing. Oh, Free. I remember that too. Yeah. Animal pet bills can be outrageous, dude. Lots of treats afterwards. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about this the other day, and chat was giving all kinds of like options. The thing that wound up working for us, and I double checked with our vet that this would be okay, but like the thing that wound up working for us is I literally grind the pills into a powder and add just enough water for it to be like liquid enough to go into a syringe, and then I shoot it down her throat and give her cheese immediately afterwards. But I feel bad because when you grind up these pills and add water, they stink so bad. Like, it smells atrocious. And I'm like, no wonder she hates this shit. It smells terrible. Like, I'm sure that this is what she, because her nose is so much better than mine, right? I'm sure this is what she keeps smelling every time I come near her. But it goes down her throat. She takes it. Depending on how pissed she is about it afterwards, sometimes she refuses to eat any treat that I give her afterwards, which I'm like, surely a palate cleanser would be nice, right? But normally she just wants water. We grind the pills and mix it with our dog's breakfast and some salmon oil. Interesting. An oil like that would definitely cover up some of the smell, right? I don't know. Some dogs, from what I understand, because I was like, God, is our dog just like really bad with pills, or are dogs in general bad with pills? And it sounds like our dog is just really bad with pills. And I'm also willing to say there's also this element that her antibiotic smells atrocious. So she can smell it, and no matter what we put it in, she can smell it, right? Somebody was like, you got to do the treat sandwich. You got to give her a normal treat with nothing in it, give her a treat with a pill, and then follow up with a treat that has nothing in it. No. Gave her the treat. She was like, yum. Gave her the treat with the pill. She was like, like, All right. She's too smart. She's a smart girl. She's a smart girl. But we figured out a system. That's what matters, right? Is that she's taking them. I had said that I was really worried about the cone. We got her a soft cone because she couldn't sleep very well in the plastic one that they sent her home in. So we got her a soft cone, and I was worried that she was going to be able to like fold it back, like figure out how to fold it back to get to her stitches. It actually works a lot better than the plastic one did. I think because she can't like before she was kind of like almost using it like leverage. Like she would get it into a position, and because it was hard, it would just stay there, She's not able to do that now because the fabric one just kind of folds over whatever, it just drapes over whatever she's trying to get to. But we did, we had a lovely person in chat in the community that's a vet who recommended getting basically like doggy trousers. I had tried to sort of DIY some doggy trousers, but no matter what I do, she rips them off. So like there are proper ones that you can get to cover up leg stitches or to keep them from licking their legs for whatever reason. And it has like big Velcro stuff around the chest to like keep them in place. So I wound up getting that because she's, they said it's probably going to take a few weeks for those stitches to like be in a position where if she fusses with them, it's like not a big deal. So yeah, that's our current situation. She's doing really well though. She's doing really well. She got to see her bestie. She has two besties on the farm. She has Gus the giant cat. When we're taking Peachy for walks, he like follows us around. It's very cute. So she got to see Gus this morning. And then her other bestie is Ada, the puppy. And they saw each other. We have tried so hard to keep these dogs away from each other because we were like, the second Peach sees Ada, all she's going to want to do in the world is play, right? So they saw each other this morning, and that was literally the only reason that I woke up when I did, is because suddenly 4 dogs were all barking. And I was like, what the shit is going on outside? It was because all the dogs were like, Ada and Peach were trying to get to each other to play because they love each other. And the 2 Dachshunds were just barking because they like to bark. They were like, what are we barking at? So. Gus is a cutie. Gus is a cutie. He's a big boy. He is probably the largest cat. Not like round, but just like long, big cat. He's probably the largest cat I've ever seen in person and had to pick up. Yes. So my nephew's class is doing one of those like, they're doing like a hatching project in science. So all of the kids are like assigned an egg, and they're learning about like how eggs develop into chicks. And, with the goal, the intention of all of the eggs hatching into chicks by like Easter, I guess. So that's really sweet. The issue is a lot of times when schools do these hatching projects, they have no plans for where that chicken is going once it's hatched. So, my sister-in-law contacted my mother-in-law and said, do you guys want baby chicks? Because they're looking for homes for these chickens after they're hatched. And so my mother-in-law came to me and was like, now, do you want some baby chicks? I was like, yeah. She was like, okay, great. That was really easy. So, yeah. So my mother-in-law is taking 2, I think. I said I was down to take up to 4. Our coop is good to hold 6 chickens, and we currently have 2. So I was like, I'm down to take 4 chicks. That's fine. We were already talking about maybe getting baby chicks this next time around because just wanted the experience of like raising a chicken from the chick stage, because typically they're really good about being handled. So yeah, we had talked about doing baby chicks anyway. Here's the issue, which I talked about on Geekenders. Here's the big issue is that the teacher, I guess, is like, yeah, don't worry. Before we send them home, we'll figure out which ones are hens and which ones are cockerels. And both of us are side-eyeing each other because it's very difficult to tell the sex of a baby chick. So we're like, with what training? With what training are you going to do that? So we're expecting that she's going to be like, here are some hens, and potentially be totally wrong. I said that I was down. If I wound up with a cockerel, a rooster, that's fine. Especially if he like grew up around these hens, grew up on the farm, right? He might have like a nice disposition and feel comfy and be a very good cockerel. However, if we have more than one, they will fight and get aggro with the hens, and I'm not dealing with that shit. So we were like, well, what are we going to do if we wind up with more than one rooster? What's the plan then? Because the whole idea here is to save some baby chicks that don't have a place to go after the science project TM. But if I wind up with 4 cockerels, what's the plan exactly? When I grew up, we at one point had 2 roosters, and they crowed at each other non-stop. Non-fucking stop, dude. It drove me crazy. And eventually, yeah, we ate one of them. No point mincing words. We ate one eventually because my dad was like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. This is awful. So it's like an alarm getting stuck. Yeah. It's just like, what are you crowing at? Hi, Roxo. Yes, that's the thing. You don't know, just like with any other animal, like you can do as much as you can to nurture, right? Some cockerels have a really gentle disposition, are protective in a normal way about the hens, right? They do their job really well. And some cockerels are mean bitch boys, and they suck. So I'm going to, I guess, do a bunch of, just in case we accidentally wind up with a bunch of boys, I'm going to do some research on like what I can do about that. But yeah, exactly. The likelihood of a nicer rooster goes way up if there are no other roosters around. A mean rooster will be mean regardless. Will be mean to other roosters, but will also be mean to your hens. Not acceptable, right? But the aggression goes up the more roosters per capita you got, right? So if we only have like a couple of hens and 2 roosters, they're going to be fighting each other for no reason. And my girls don't need that stress. They just don't. They don't need the stress. They're just out there trying to have a good time and eat some grass and sit in the sun, you know? So, no, I have no idea what type of chickens these are. The cluckonomics of it all. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I don't need the mafia romance novel cockerel. I don't need that. I need the Hallmark movie cowboy cockerel. Okay? That's what I want. But anyway, I don't know how soon we're getting them. I don't know when that's happening. Hopefully not when I'm in America because I'll feel really bad if I'm like, "Hey, mother-in-law, can you watch these baby chicks for me for like a hot minute?" Americans will use anything but metric. What? Because I said roosters per capita. How would you say that? Yes, we're going to America on between terms, so it'll be early April. Clarky and I will be gone for a couple of weeks. Sam's passport has lapsed. So he can't come, which is too bad. But we're gonna go out there, see my mom for her birthday, go to one of my best friend's baby showers. It should be good. It should be a really nice trip. So, and of course, I've been approached about like 3 different brand deals literally while we're out of town. And I was like, I don't know how people are going to feel about me literally only going live to do brand deals while I'm out of town, but that might be what's happening. Because I'm happy to work. I'm happy to stream, right? But I can't I don't feel comfortable leaving my kid for like 5 hours with my mom. So I'll gladly take brand deals over no streams. Okay, that's fair. Brother, get your bag. Will do. Okay, great. Yeah, sounds good. Okay. Need to fund the trip. True. Mm-hmm. Get Clark to do the sponsored stream. No, I won't be in Oregon. Thierry lives in Oregon. It's a California exclusive trip, so I won't be able to see Thierry. But I'm going to be going out. There's going to be a new baby on the American side of the family in, I think, like 5 months or something, 6 months. So closer to the end of the year, I'm probably going to wind up doing like a full tour sort of situation. Not doing the Mask of Zorro thing with Jessup. Not with the viewer numbers we got now. 300,000 concurrents, if you'll recall. I know, dude. Every year of my life feels like it's marked by a new baby. Not mine. Not mine, but adjacent to me in some way, shape, or form, which is great. But yeah, I had messaged Jesse because way back in the day, Krendor did a short-term let, meaning like he rented for just like a couple of weeks an apartment in Jesse's apartment complex. And I was like, ooh, that would be so nice actually to just like rent an apartment for those like 4 days that we're in Los Angeles. To like rent an apartment in Jesse's complex. That would be super fun. Clearly we can just get a hotel, but I figured I'd ask. I was like, does your apartment complex still do that? Completely forgetting. Jesse was like, no, I think pretty much everywhere no one's doing that right now because everyone that got displaced by the fires is in like pretty much any open apartment that's available in Los Angeles. I was like, oh, of course. Totally didn't even think about the fact that that would be the case. So yeah, he was like, you're not going to find anything. You're not going to find an apartment that's open for a short-term let right now. Definitely not. You should just look at hotels. I was like, yes, got it. The babies in my family have stopped at the moment. Everyone's homes are at full capacity. I keep thinking everyone's at full capacity. And then someone's like, guess what? Is that really the goal of the podcast? What, to get big numbers? We're not going to say no to big numbers. It's not going to like break my heart if we never get to make a Christmas album. But I don't know. How badly do you guys want Jesse to get a tattoo of my mushroom character for the rest of his life? It's just fun to have goofy goals, you know? I just think that's funny. Hi, Brett. If he doesn't get it, can we get it? A tattoo of the mushroom? Bro, you can do whatever you want with your body. Aching for new ink, running to get the mushy done. Dude, I have been trying to plan. I have so many friends that do tattoos in Canada, in like the Toronto area specifically. I have been trying to plan a Toronto trip for like 2 years now. And I'm aware that I'm really struggling with the like classic mom guilt bullshit because every time I try to plan this trip, I'm like, well, how long am I going to be out there? I don't want to be out there too long. Keep in mind that Sam just went to Japan for 2 straight weeks, right? And it was not an issue. But I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to go for too long, but I also don't want to go all the way out there and only stay like a couple of days. So like, how long am I going to go out there for? You know, it's just like, I'm having a really hard time just being like, I'm going to fuck off and get some tattoos and hang out with my friends and then come back, you know, and it's fine and the world won't end. But yeah, I've been daydreaming about getting new tattoos for years now, honestly, because I got all my big like upper arm and back stuff done. The year Clark was born, I think. Or was she a year? She might have been a year old. Not quite a year. I don't think, because she was born in April, and I think I got it done in February. Something like that. But yeah, it's been a while. We were looking at a picture of somebody who was like covered in tattoos. And Clark was like, I know what you should do with the rest of your arm. I was like, oh, okay. She was like, I don't think that you should get any more flowers. I was like, all right, go on. She goes, but I think you should do more like plant stuff. It's like, okay, I like this. I like where you're going with this. She was like, yeah, because, you know, I think you should get some like really cool leaves and things like, you know, like some other sort of like, you know, she was basically trying to say like the rest of your arm should be botanical, but not like flowers, right? I was like, I completely agree with you, but I have an arm that has nothing on it. What am I going to do with that arm? And she was like, like instantly like, I don't know. That's above my pay grade. Cause yeah, I agree. I think this arm should just be all plants. I think that would be nice. At one point I had thought about looking up like specifically plants that are in or are native to the Pacific Northwest. Just as like a nod to where I grew up. So I think that would be fun. Do some ferns, all that classic bullshit. Did you decide not to get the Mugen armbands? I've gone back and forth on it. That's so funny. I was actually talking with Jaws forever ago about using that as inspiration for something. Cause I was like, I still like the idea of like the blue bands around my wrists, but I might want them kind of like my wedding band. It might be cool to have there be a design in the band, you know? So we have been talking about that. I totally forgot about that though. There's a reason a lot of people have stuff like that. It looks good. It does. Why is it that if you get a tattoo, you want more after? I don't know. It might be a combination of a lot of things. There's an adrenaline effect to like getting something done to you that is like that looks good but was also low-key painful in one way or another, you know? Like I think there's lots of variables that sort of combine together that make your brain go, that was exhilarating, that was really fun, we should do that again, you know? Also, you know what you're in for. Yeah, that's fair. Well, sometimes. It depends on where you're getting it done, right? The difference between getting my finger tattooed versus, you know, like more fleshy bits of me definitely felt different. More or less annoying, more or less painful, you know? Depends on what you're getting, like how much detail is there, how much are they spending time in one fucking spot, and you're like, move, please just go somewhere else in the design. I can't do this anymore. My arm looks weird with one tattoo. I gotta get her some company. She's lonely. I used to think it was really weird when friends of mine would go into an artist with like 5 designs at once and just get like a bunch of tattoos all done all at the same time. But I think I get it now. I overthink what I want to get. So I can't imagine being like, yeah, I'm happy with 5 things all at once, you know? But like, if you have a person that you really love to get work done by, and you're like, I don't know when I'm going to be able to come into this person again, and I want all of my tattoos to have the same vibe or the same style, I guess it makes sense, right? To be like, let's just get a few things done at the same time. Oh, that would be sweet. My mother-in-law just got, she had it's classic, but I think it's so sweet. She found like an old card from her mom that said like "Love you, honey" or something like that, and she got that handwriting tattooed on her after Sam's nan passed away. I think that's lovely. I had talked a while ago about getting I love, like, again, it's something people get all the time, but I still love them. I love like sound wave tattoos. So a while back I had talked about getting both of my parents to say something and record it, and then getting like their waveform basically like tattooed somewhere. Yeah, there's lots of cool stuff you can do to, like, you know, nod to an important person. Will you get a Sherlock? You know what's crazy is I've had a Sherlock tattoo like planned in my brain for a while now. Basically ever since I started realizing how old he was. I know exactly what I would want to get once he's not in my life anymore. I saw a tattoo a really long time ago that was of a black cat on a skateboard. And there was something about the style of it that was really cute. But I really want to get a black cat, but the inside of the cat is like space, like stars and things. I think that would be really cute. And then I was like, maybe I should put a sock next to him because he's always stolen socks, like his entire life. He always steals socks. There's something cute that's like, you know, about Sherlock. Yeah. Yeah, my boy. I had thought to myself, should I plan for it to have a companion whenever Watson is gone too? Should I like plan it so that he's like curved in a way where there could be another cat like curved with him, you know? But that makes me sad. I don't know if I want to plan that far ahead about Watson also dying. Maya the Bee and Wilk. Dude. I do love Wilk. Did Sam talk about this on stream about us coming home? Sam was like standing in the doorway to his office. He was about to stream, and Clark and I had come home from her club stuff. Did he talk at all about what she said when we got out of the car? Because it was so funny. He looked so alarmed. So we get out of the car. Sam's like, hey, baby, I hope you had a good time. I'm about to start work, you know, gives her a kiss. They hug, whatever. The second he starts walking back to his office, she goes, Mommy, when you die, and I was like, yeah. She was like, I'm going to tell Daddy that he should pay for somebody to mummify you. And Sam was like, it's like, Clark, what the fuck? And she was like, that way, Mommy can just be in the house with us after she's dead. She could just stay in the house. And he was like, And I was like, don't. Just go to work. Just go to work, dude. I thought it was such a funny, like, he had to double back so hard. Like, what the fuck is happening the second I walk away? Didn't you have an hourglass urn idea? I had talked about how I saw that a family had put like the ashes of someone in the family who had died, they put them in an hourglass so that when they played games together they could use the hourglass and it would be like they were playing with the rest of the family, which is cute. I don't think my family plays any games with hourglasses, so I think that wouldn't wind up getting used. But, you know. Where did she get that from? Oh my gosh, who knows? Who knows, dude? I have no idea. When were... What were we doing when Jesse brought up Balloony, Mr. Balloony? That wasn't during Geekenders, was it? Sam tweeted out about, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, we weren't streaming. I'm remembering this now. It was when we were recording Deadbeats. So Sam tweeted about this, but my kid had this balloon and it had lost so much air that it was about this big. And she was like, Mommy, can you like pop it in a way where it's still the same shape? And I was like, sure. So I used my nails and like made a tiny little hole and it like slowly let out the rest of its air, right? She decided that she wanted to fill the balloon with I'm just realizing how morbid my child is. I guess she always has been. Whatever. She was like, I'm going to taxidermy the balloon. So she took some of the sheep wool that was in our house and started putting it inside of the balloon with the intention of like preserving the balloon. Normal child stuff. But she accidentally pulled too hard on it and the whole balloon ripped open and there was just no saving it, right? And she sobbed. She absolutely sobbed. She went up, she woke up Sam, was trying to like explain to him what happened. He was like, what the fuck? Why are we crying about a balloon? I don't understand, right? She was depressed about it for like 3 hours. And then she went upstairs, put on all black clothes, told us about how she learned in school that one of the queens, when her husband died, wore black for the rest of her life. So she was like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to wear black for the rest of my life for Mr. Balloony. And we were like, okay. And then she was like, I need to make it a coffin. I have to make Mr. Balloony a coffin. I was like, that sounds like a great idea. She was like, that's going to be my bedtime game. Before I go to bed, I'm going to make a coffin. She suddenly perked up like a craft project. This is going to be great. So then it turned into us making a coffin for Mr. Balloony. She went and found flowers and put flowers in with the balloon. The coffin turned out great. Looked really good. She wrote its birthday and death day. And it's still just sitting in her room now. But it was really sweet because we, as funny as this is, right? She got into bed. I started reading to her and she stopped me to be like, I feel a lot better now. was like, yeah. She was like, because I've honored Mr. Balloony, so I feel less upset. I was like, okay, that's good. You know, whatever you needed to do, honey. I'm glad that you feel better now. Yeah. Yeah. No, I just loved her coming out and being like, let me give you a history lesson about a queen. I can't even remember what queen it was. Let me give you a history lesson about a queen that wore black for the rest of her life because she was so upset about her husband dying. That's me and Mr. Balloony. Exactly. That's what I was like, that's, I think, one of the reasons that we do these sort of rituals when people die anyway, right? Is like to get closure. So you you decided on a set of things that you would like to do to help you get closure about this balloon falling to pieces. And it is just a balloon, but you're also a child, and your feelings about how all of this went down, you know, that's beyond me. I'm no longer a child. I can look at that and think that that's silly, but I'm glad that she was able to think to herself, like, what do I need to do to feel less upset about my balloon, you know? My little sister was also a little morbid growing up, like wishing all the birds were dead so she could pet them. Oh, goodness. That is dark. That's pretty dark. But yeah, um, it was one of the reasons that I started laughing the second I started telling that story. It was one of those situations where you realize, like, oh, there's a pattern. You're like starting to tell a story, and then you immediately realize, like, the through line. um. Anyways, it's like when my kid was much younger, I used to talk about how she had like a little wood house in her room that became the bug graveyard, and anytime she found a dead bug, she had to put it in that house. And so there were just like 100 dead bugs in there that were like slowly turning to ash over time. But that was her way to be like, I've buried them. I've I've honored the dead bug, you know. Yeah. It is sweet. I agree. It is sweet. Um yeah. It's morbid, but like, is it concerning? No. Not at all. Not to me. I love the way that ended. In primary school, there was a dead fox in the playground. We made a nest for its soul to lay to rest. Very sweet. And then those damn adults wouldn't let us keep the body. I love little kids. Like, what do you mean you have to take it away? My 7-year-old son at the time, his friend had a massive superhero fight with their toys. And then they came to my wife and they were like, can we get boxes to bury the dead heroes? Yeah, it's all part of the game, you know? I was talking about, uh, so my friend Babs is a writer on a set of kids comics called Cardboard Kingdom. And we bought the first one. And it said for age range on it, it said like 6 and up or something like that. And I was like, perfect. That's how old my child is, right? This book was very heavy, honestly. I maybe I shouldn't say very, but it was much more serious than anything that Clark had ever read before. But the concept of it is like a bunch of kids. It follows like more and more and more children. At the start, there's like a couple of kids that create like characters and a world out of cardboard, like as part of a game. And then each chapter is a new kid joining the game. And it sort of becomes like this neighborhood wide game that a bunch of the kids are playing. They all have their own characters. They all contribute to like the universe that they've decided on, you know, in their own way. But the reason that it's much heavier than a lot of other stuff that my kid has read is because each kid, when they get introduced, you see like their home life as they're developing their character. Like, where is this character coming from? Why is this who they want to be? You know, like things like that. And I think it's great. I'm really surprised that it said 6 and up. And when I went to get the second and third one, nothing in it was something that I thought my kid shouldn't be seeing or that I didn't want her reading about. I did read it first, and then she literally slammed it in like an hour. She just sat and like zoned in and read the whole thing and loved it. Unfortunately, we have like the sort of relationship where like if there's something she wants to talk about in what she's reading, she brings it up to me and we talk about it, you know. And there were a couple of things in the book where she wanted clarification on what was happening or like wanted to understand why a character would have done, you know, the thing that they did. It's called Cardboard Kingdom. I think we've only read the first book, but I think it's great. It's really good for like talking about different sort of like troubles kids could be happening at home, or like different ways that kids, the reason I brought this up is because a lot of it is about like learning through play, working through things that you're thinking about or things that you're struggling with through play, expressing yourself through play, right? And dealing with adults that are much more rigid in how they think things should be, right? But I noticed that the second and the third book, the age range went up. The second and third book say 9 and up. And I was like, interesting. So fortunately, again, I know Babs. So I messaged Babs and I was like, hey, we read the first book. It was fantastic. Clark really loved it. She really loves the characters. She can't wait to read the second and third one. Here's the issue. The age range jumped up significantly. Can I ask for what reason suddenly these books are 9 and up instead of 6 and up? And Babs was like, you know, I think probably the first one should have been 9 and up. I think looking back, that's probably what they would have wanted to rate it, but they weren't really sure what to do with us and like the subject matter of the book. So the second one, they, I guess, create lots of like, they deal with cardboard monsters much more than in the first one. And so some things might feel a bit scarier. And the third one, interpersonally, has like heavier themes. So I was like, I'll still buy them because I want to support my friend. And my kid really liked the books anyway. I'll still buy them and just read them ahead of time like I did with the first one and, you know, double check how I feel about it. But yeah, they're great. The first one, at least, was great. I highly recommend Cardboard Kingdom if you want to check it out. The reason that I didn't even know what books Babs worked on. And the only reason that I found out is because I was talking about Dog Man. Because I'm like really into Dog Man right now. And I was like, yeah, I loved the movie. It was so good. And Babs was like, Dog Man, my rival. Fucking Dog Man. Because apparently people keep comparing Cardboard Kingdom to Dog Man. After reading it, I have no idea why. No clue why, other than they are comics. I don't see any similarity whatsoever, aside from that on the face of it, it seems like it's just going to be a silly, goofy time, and then you're going to get like smacked with feelings about real shit, you know? It always comes back to Dog Man. What are you going to do? Are you an adult with a tiny child in your life all the time and you don't have some sort of kids media that you're thinking about too much? I don't know. I don't think all grown-ups with little kids in their lives do that, but I certainly do. I'll still never get over. Oh my God. What was the name of... What was that show? It was a remake about like the little elf toy that solved... There was like a detective. Naughty? They remade Naughty. And I got so into that show. Clark never gave a fuck about that show, really. But we watched all of it. You know, she was sort of like, it's fine. And I was like, I love this show. I love this show so much. The disappointment as the parent, guardian, trusted adult of a child and being like, oh my gosh, I really hope we get very into this. And the kid's like, next. Like, wait, don't you want to rewatch Naughty? Wait a minute. Why does this happen? Anyways. Yeah. It's very easy for me to enjoy kids shows. So if it's a particularly good kids show or a really good kids movie and my kid's like, I want to watch that again, I'll be like, oh no. Man. Naughty is crazy old. I know. That's why I'm saying they remade it. And the like scientist unicorn and the bodybuilder man were best friends. And I was like, they should kiss. And I was like, I can't bring that part of my brain to Naughty. That doesn't belong there. That doesn't belong there. I need to put that away. No, wait, you might be onto something. Don't tell me that. Don't say that. No, sadly, the last movie that my kid wanted to watch over and over and over again was Annie, I think. We watched so much Annie. Dude. That's for a different audience. That's what I'm saying. That's not for here. Shaun the Sheep is one that I really enjoy. Wallace and Gromit, Shaun the Sheep, all of those. I can watch that shit over and over. Oh, Clangers. Bro, I was so sad when Clark stopped wanting to watch Clangers. I was like, come on, man. Look at it. It's so cute. Woo, 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 woo. I love it. There's a bird made out of metal. I love it. What a good show. Rasbirdie, thank you so much. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Appreciate it. Dude, for real. The money I would pay to have a soup dragon living on my property. Hyperfixations come as fast as they go. Yeah. I'm enjoying the Dogman one right now, though. The only thing that sucks about it is that movie, you can't watch it anywhere right now. So we rented it, but that rental lapsed. And yesterday, Clark was like, man, I want to watch Dogman again. And I was like, right? Same. I also want to watch Dogman again. But we'll just have to wait, won't we? We're just going to have to sit and wait. That's fine. Jensen Rowe, thank you so much. Welcome to the Cat Gang. I appreciate it. I know. I don't think you can yet. Because I also was like, do I need to get a DVD player? Do I need to get a DVD player again? I don't think you can buy Dogman yet. Oh my God, you can. Oh no! I'm closing this. What the shit just happened? What is going on? Stop. Stop it. Okay, there we go. I knew some girl could Dodger a DVD player. Me like, oh, they're just so expensive. How much are DVD players right now? They gotta be nothing. I have a PlayStation. Surely one of the PlayStations in our life plays DVDs. Yeah, Clark low-key loves Augie. Do you think the Welcome to the Cat Gang sign language will be able to be animated? My model can't track hands. We have talked about recording my... So I didn't realize that I had not pitched the green screen hands to Sam until yesterday. I was like, I need your help, by the way. My green screen showed up and I need to take pictures of my hands doing stuff. And he was like, for what? No reason. For nothing. Don't worry about it. No, I explained to him what I wanted to do. But yeah, I was like, it's mostly going to be snapshots because the one I'm going to be using the most often is literally just my hands holding a controller. But but yeah, right. Surely one can also be my hands doing the Welcome to the Cat Gang, and that can be activated. I don't know. This, it's kind of hard to. It does. Well, I was going to say it looks very different on camera and off camera, but it doesn't look that different in the natural light. I think when this light's on, it looks much more orange because of the yellow. I don't know. What is color theory? Who knows? But it's pretty. I love this color. I want to use this color in more places in the house. Yeah. Well, I was like, you know how I've got the gamer grippers? And he was like, sure. Like already exhausted with my explanation. I was like, well, when I'm full-size mush, the gamer grippers would just look like normal grippers, and that's fucking boring, right? He was like, sure. I said, so I needed to figure out a different way to make them unhinged. And the best thing I could think of was for them to just be my real ass hands. So I need help taking pictures of that. Thank you. Yeah, that's the plan. So when I debut, know that I'm debuting more than just my new mushroom body. I'm also debuting my extremely human hands. Have you watched any of Onigiri's cooking? She does green screen hands while cooking. What do you mean? What does that mean? Use a hand cam and combine it with the VTuber model. She keys out herself. So it's only hands? No, I've never seen this. She green screens herself so that she's just floating hands. Right. I'm saying, I understand what you mean. I cannot picture this. Yeah, that's all I can think of, right? Is a green screen suit. But like, you move around so much when you cook. Doog's plan is the opposite. No, because I don't think so. Because it sounds like Geary is green screening the body from the wrists up, right? So their whole body is still the model, and then only the human hands are there, right? Can someone find a clip of this? I just want to see what the fuck this looks like. I think they're just floating hands without the model. What's the point? Yeah, send me a link to a stream, please. I would love to see what the shit this is. The chaos of whimsy. I just need to know what it looks like. Now I'm imagining to myself that every time I come to stream, I turn on, but it would still need to track my face. It would need to track my face to make the model work. So it's not like I could cover my face and key out my body. Whatever. It's I'm just very curious about this. I love the, so Timber Majoran sent me a video and said, I have no idea what's being said in this, so maybe mute. I just won't watch it while I'm streaming. But the title of this clip is Geary cusses out chat in Chinese for what reason? Like, what an aggressive looking clip. No, it's fine. It just made me laugh. That's all. Chat definitely deserves it. Geary is the one who fed Sam testicles, right? I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay. Sam, when he was in Japan, he like met up with a bunch of people while he was out there, and he did a collab stream with Onigiri where he went on her stream and she had him eat like, I think, natto and like a testicle dish and like stuff that we don't normally eat, you know. And from what I understand, he was a trooper and he tried everything. But he said it was gnarly, yeah. Natto, fish, sperm, and raw horse. It was pretty rough. Yeah. So yeah, that was what he did on Geary's stream. Yeah, I think he generally, like, you know, made a normal amount of fuss about shit. He still tried things, you know. Bro, Sam asked Clark if she would like to have a movie night last night, and she was like, sure, that sounds great. And we were like, okay, I'll order the pizza. Clarky, you choose the movie. So she decided that she really speaking of repeat films, she decided she really wanted to rewatch the first Descendants movie. And I didn't realize that somehow Sam had missed the bullet like 6 times and had never seen this movie. What a delight. Because I have been subjected to this movie so many times that it was wonderful for him to sit down and be like, what the fuck is happening in this movie? For those of you who don't know, Descendants is a Disney Channel original movie that is about a fantasy continent called Auradon that is where all of the good characters and the nice characters from Disney movies live, and all the bad characters are sent to Evil Island. I can't remember what it's called in the show or in the movie. They're all sent to Evil Island, right? Fantasy Australia. They're just like, you guys all go over there. And then they all have kids. They all like spontaneously just like create children. It's never explained who any of the partners are. They all just have kids. So, oh yeah, we've seen all of them. We've seen all of them. Don't worry. They all create children. I say create children because I'm convinced some of them just magicked children. Okay. So the concept of this movie is that Beauty and the Beast run Auradon. Okay. And they have a son, and he's about to turn 16. And because it's a fantasy movie, they're like, when you're 16, you have to become king. So he's about to turn 16 and he's going to be crowned king. And he's like, I know exactly what my very first thing is that I'm going to do. I think that all of the kids that have been born on Evil Island should come here because it's not their fucking fault that their parents were evil. So they should come here and go to school with us and see how they integrate and give them the opportunity, the same opportunities that all of us have, right? It goes really badly. It doesn't, but like the transformative power of love and goodness does its work, I guess. But that's the framework of the movie, right? And they made 4 of them, I believe. The 4th one was a straight to Disney Plus movie called Rise of Red. There's 4 of them. There's 4 of them. And honestly, the payoff of the 3rd one, I love. You sure this isn't some kind of weird fanfic? It is, but it's fanfic that was created by people who work at Disney, so they were able to just make it real. That's how it works. If you make a fanfic that's good enough, and if you have like the time to waste and the money to blow, you can just change a few names and make a hit book with a future motion picture, like fanfic can be real if you believe hard enough. Anyways, it is fanfic, 100%. Yeah. Rise of Red, I was really pissed about because the concept of Rise of Red is, hey, so we've got a bunch of like Villain Island children here now, and they're all integrating great, and we're like trying to bridge the gap of, ostracizing tons of people to a prison island and how fucked up that is. We're dealing with that. We're dealing with it. It's fine. It's going to get sorted. But in the meantime, how come we still haven't invited anybody from Wonderland? I was like, now we're talking. Why isn't anyone from Wonderland here? That's a great question. So I thought that Rise of Red is about Red, the daughter of the Queen of Hearts, also getting that same invite to come to Oregon. And I was like, I'm so excited. Are we going to spend some time in Fanfic Wonderland? Please? Are we going to spend some time in Fanfic Wonderland? Please? No. We're going to have exactly one music number in Wonderland at the start of the movie, and then we're never going back. Sorry for the spoilers, but I was pissed. I was so mad. What do you mean? We're not going to hang out in Wonderland? Why not? I was so mad. Like, we finally had the opportunity to go somewhere interesting that isn't a prep school. Anyways, somebody thought that I said Oregon, or at least joked that I said Oregon, but legitimately, Sam was like, are they saying Oregon? Like, he also thought that it was Oregon. Yeah, I also think it's a budget issue, but like, you made the set for this first song about what a rebel Red is and how much she hates her mom. You made the whole set. You introduced us to the Mad Hatter for 5 seconds, and then we never get to see him again because we never go back to Wonderland. Shut up. Anyways. This is why I think I should rebrand Press Hard to Continue to a channel where I just bitch about kids' movies. Because I already do it. I'm already busy doing it. I might as well make a video, you know? Like, I clearly have opinions about all of them. It's live action. Yes! These are all live action movies. Disney Channel original movies, dude. Ads, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Welcome to the anti-fandom. Me comes back to Press Heart to Continue with first video, the Dogman movie emotionally devastated me. Second video, here's why Rise of Red is garbage. Everyone's like, wow, what happened to the Dodger? No. Look up Descendants. These are real people. These are real ass people. No, it's live action with teens. It is teenagers. This isn't like that show with the monster children. This isn't that. It's not that. This is all of the good teenagers go to Magic Good Guy Prep School. And if only we had some of the villain children to go to Magic Good Guy Prep School. I bet Magic Good Guy Prep School would change them for the better. I bet if offered the same opportunities that we've had our whole lives, maybe they'd learn from us, but also maybe we'd learn from them. And then they're right, and it makes me mad. Once Upon a Time. Sam and I were so into Once Upon a Time. Back when we were LDR, dude. We were so into Once Upon a Time. And I hear that show went off the rails in a big way. And I didn't get that far. I remember it. The show, I don't want to say that at the time that I stopped, it was making perfect sense. Because I don't know that you could ever say it was making perfect sense. But like, we hadn't gotten to the point where it was like, and now Frozen is involved, you know? 20 years ago, teens in movies were 20. Oh my God. The Smallville cast was in like their 30s, weren't they? I stopped when they teased lesbians and didn't go through with it. Then later they went through with it. I bailed out too early. You were like, I will not be baited. And then they were like, okay, sorry, my bad. And you were like, wait, no, I'm already out. I left. I can't go back in the building. The thing that I thought was interesting about Once Upon a Time, and again, keep in mind, I did not stick with it all the way through. But the thing that I thought was interesting about Once Upon a Time is, at least at first, they really did make an effort to figure out how to combine certain characters in interesting ways. So, like, it wasn't just, you know, every person was their fairy tale character. They thought about how to take, like, the folklore of lots of different stories and overlap them, and make it so, you know, this character that did this in this story is also the same person who did this in this other story. But, you know, I thought they did some really interesting stuff with that. And then I don't know, I guess they lost their minds, but the writing was kind of cool. It was. The writing was kind of cool. And then I saw in a video recently that they put Elsa in it, and I don't know. maybe they were trying to get new people in, but instead a bunch of people bailed. And I think it was the wrong call. Hi, Summer. I'm a bit too cynical now. It feels like these days it's like, what if cardboard boxes had feelings? Yeah. No, I get that. I appreciate that it feels like, and you know, this isn't the case for everything. There's still plenty of shit getting made that is so unbelievably predictable. But I do like that it feels like some of the people making kids movies and kids media in general, books, whatever, are starting to think about how to talk about certain things with kids through the media that they want to watch or the things that they want to read. You know, it feels like we went through a period of time where some buck wild shit was happening in kids' cartoons, right? You can go back and watch older cartoons and be like, what? And then everything got like a bit too bleached, right? Like then it became, we don't want to tell anything that's like scary or complex or whatever, you know, like cartoons are supposed to be fun. It's fun. We're having a good time, right? And now it feels like the people making kids media are trying to sort of get in the middle, not of like, of being like, how do we make Ren and Stimpy, but for 6-year-olds? That's not what I mean. I mean, like, how do we make something that's fun and enjoyable for kids, but is also going to make some kids feel seen in ways that they never get to feel, or to start like good conversations with the adults in their life. You know, stuff like that. I was talking about, there's a movie that Clark watched that I was so shocked wound up being about divorce. It was like a fantasy movie, and it wasn't like a here's how to fix when your parents don't get along with each other anymore. It was like, how do we move forward when two people have fallen out of love and they're not, and it's making everything worse for everybody, right? Like when two people want to do what's best for their kid, but they're in a relationship that is like not helping anyone. Like, how do you move forward with that? And I was like, I don't think I've ever seen a fantasy movie try to like tackle that kind of a thing, you know? I appreciate that. I think that's great. So in some ways, yeah, sure. We're having a lot of stuff come out that's like, let's talk about everybody's emotional damage. How do we should talk about that some more. What if all the cardboard boxes went to therapy, you know? But at the same time, I think because there's an interest in that, we're getting more and more movies and books and comics and things that are talking about stuff in a way that is talking about things that don't normally get talked about with kids in a way that's more easily ingestible for them, or makes it easier to like bring stuff up with their parents, right? The boxes have to unpack their feelings. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Do they? That was one of the things that I went and told Babs, like the second that Clark was done with Cardboard Kingdom, is there were two specific situations in that book where my kid was like, hey, can you come here and read these pages really quick? Because I want to ask you a question about those pages. And I was like, sure, you know. And there were specific scenarios where like she clearly had thoughts, but wanted to make sure that she understood what was happening. And that I knew exactly what it was that she wanted to ask me about, right? So it made it really easy to facilitate a conversation, because one of the kids in the book reminded her a lot of one of her best friends. She's like, this character reminds me of this person. Am I reading that right? You know, kind of a thing. And it was cool. I think that that's really neat. And that probably happens more the older your kids get, because they're going to have more nuanced stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool. And yeah, sometimes we have to watch a thing where the cardboard boxes get their feelings hurt, you know. I see how this could be your YouTube channel. I have a lot of feelings about kids media because I watch so much of it now. This, like, a couple of years ago, I was goofing about making a video that was like a deep dive into Peppa Pig. But at this point now, I'm like, no, they would literally just be me like, I have a lot of feelings about the Naughty show. You know? Here's why I think the Muscle Man and the Professor Dinosaur should kiss. Here's all the reasons. Oh, God. I agree. No, I completely agree. This is one of those, like, the longer I wait, my feelings will cool, right? And I won't care as much about making it. So it has to be one of those, like, I just watched this thing and I need to I need to talk about it, right? Top 5 naughty ships, but it's a 3-hour video. Oh, God. The first hour is just describing what naughty is in general. Oh, my God. Have you guys seen new Furbies? Sorry to be this guy. Have you guys seen new Furbies? The new Furbies are so cute, and it pisses me off. Go look up Furbies 2023. I think that's when the new Furbies came out. They are perfectly normal looking toys. And I was trying to explain to my kid, Furbies used to be horrific. And so I was showing her pictures of old Furbies, and she was like, ugh. And then we got recommended a video that was called Furbies Toy or Spy. And we watched the whole video, and it was about the history of Furbies and why they got banned in so many countries because they were so easily hackable and had built-in recording stuff in them. And everyone was like, 40 million of these fucking things are in people's houses. What if someone were to like spy on people with them? So they got banned. Anyways. And then we got recommended an Evan and Caitlin video, who I love. They also stream sometimes. Shout out to Evan and Caitlin. We got recommended an Evan and Caitlin video where they turned one of those robot dogs into a horrifying like Furby centaur. And I was like, oh my gosh, can we watch this video? And we got like 5 minutes into it before Clark was like, I hate this. She was like, this is too scary for me. I don't like this. It's because the internal mechanism of the original Furbies was so simplistic that modders and like people just liked messing with them and turning them into different things. So because they already had a system inside to record people, there was a concern at the time. Because remember, the idea of something being in your house recording you was not like a normalized thing. I feel like we're really desensitized to that now. At the time, there was nothing, especially not a toy, in your house that was just listening to you all the time, right? So there was concern because the Furbies were such simple tech at the end of the day and so easy to skew and mod. There was concern that they could be turned into things that if somebody got a hold of your Furby, they could turn it into whatever they wanted. So yeah. Alexa recording my family drama for the next Hallmark movie. Holy shit. So last night, Sam and I were talking about his dramas that he watches to fall asleep. And he was like, did you out me? Did you tell everybody that I watch Chinese dramas to fall asleep? I was like, I did. Yeah, I talked about it on Geekenders. And he was like, it's fine. It's fine. I guess I don't care. But we were talking about it. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go to sleep now. And he was like, would you like to watch a drama? Because I was like, are they all specifically Chinese dramas? And he was like, oh no, there's plenty of American ones on there. And they're mostly about werewolves. And I was like, I need you to explain. So we went on there and searched because all of the movies are tagged. We went on there and searched for the tag werewolf. There are so many movies on there and the names are so fucking funny. So funny. These movies are literally 1-minute episodes. So it's a movie cut into 1-minute chunks and they just autoplay. I don't know why. I don't know why this is how this works. I don't know what the name of the app is either. I'm so sorry. You're going to have to ask Sam. But I was like, okay, I'm going to search for vampires now. And it turned out there were only 2 vampire movies. So I picked one. Oh my God. I was hooked because the first scene of this movie, everyone is dressed in like Ren Fair medieval clothes, but they're in a totally modern house. So so they're talking like they're in this like society, this like medieval society, and they're all vampire hunters. But like they're just walking into normal ass houses with like modern doors and windows and things. And I was like, the budget. Oh my God, I love this so much. They would like put like blankets all over the walls to like hide stuff. I love it. Oh my God. It was incredible. And I didn't believe him when he said that they were 1-minute episodes, but literally the first episode of this was like cool vampire hunter girl walking through the forest. And then they cut to a scene of like 2 people boning. And then she burst into the house where they were boning. And she was like, what is going on? And he was like, babe, no, it's not what it looks like. And then she storms out, and that was the first episode, and it was done. And I was like, what's happening? That was it? And then the second episode was him chasing her out the door and being like, I taught you to be a vampire hunter first. Don't worry about her. She's not important. What's important is that we stick to our mission. Second episode, done. Incredible. Cinema. Oh, my God. He was like, yeah, this is just what it is. This is these are the movies that I put on to fall asleep. What happened then? I don't know. I fell asleep. So clearly they work. Art. Beautiful. Incredible. Anyways. And then I was telling Sam, because I was like, oh, this is reminding me of yet another thing. You know, in like the conversation, every point that you hit in the convo is like you hit it because of a really minuscule thing. Because we were looking up specifically what sort of movies Americans were making on this thing, it reminded me that, and there won't be any spoilers here, but like, I was telling Sam, oh my gosh, Terry and I just got to a point in Final Fantasy XIV where the characters that we're talking to have American accents. And he was like, oh yeah. I was like, that is so weird. That's so weird. Because pretty much every character in Final Fantasy XIV has a European English, you know, like it's pretty much all European accents at this point. And then we got to a point where there were American accents and they were so jarring. I was like, why is this so weird? Have we never heard an American talk in this game? It took me so long to figure out why that zone felt weird. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, this is where the Americans are. Holy shit. We did it. Again, no spoilers. But yeah, eventually you get to a place where people have American accents and it's crazy. I too am weirded out hearing Americans speak. Did I tell you guys that I went to the store? This was a while back. I think I probably did. Went to the store and got into the elevator with my kiddo and another lady. and she said something to her kid and I said something to my kid and we both looked at each other like, oh my God, America? You get to a point when you're an expat and you're living in a different country, your ear adjusts eventually, right? Eventually, it's much more normal when you're out in the wild to hear the accents that are native to the area you're in, right? And then hearing a fellow American is so like, huh? What was that? Because I remember when we first moved, it was like right before lockdown, right? And I remember going out for walks and hearing people talk to each other in English accents and being like, and having to remind myself that I live in England now, right? And now it's the opposite. We've reached the point now where I've been here long enough that it's the opposite. I went to a sushi restaurant in Scotland one time. Our server introduced themselves and had a straight up American accent. I was like, wait, yo? Yo? Clark was complaining that sometimes when we argue, she and I, when we're like bitching at each other, that I call her dude. And then last night, she was really tired. And so she was like yelling something down the stairs. And I was like, dude, what are you saying? No one can hear you. What is going on? And she was like, I was just asking you about, XYZ thing. And I was like, yeah, you already asked me about that, dude. And Sam was like, calm down. Stop calling our kid dude. I'm going to go put her to bed. I feel like that's the most American thing I do is the second that I get annoyed, everybody's dude to me. I just don't have the time to, I also dude people that are close to me when I'm annoyed. My sweet dude. My sweet dude, the daughter. How old is Clark now? 7? She'll be 7 in April. Yeah, so we're nearly there. I know, it's crazy. She like reads novels and stuff now. It's nuts. I don't know. Naughty. That went fast. I agree. My 10-year-old niece has started talking like an adult does, and it weirds me the fuck out. Yeah, I'm going to wrap up here in a second, but yes, because people ask me this all the time. Clark still sounds very American. And I used to be really, I've said this before, but I used to be really like kind of self-conscious about it because I didn't want to be affecting the way that she said things to the point that like other kids in class would point it out or like make a big deal out of it, right? And so I kept trying to change my Americanisms to Englishisms so that there wasn't any confusion. And Sam at a certain point was like, why are you doing that? It's like, you are American. You can use the American term for stuff. People know what you're talking about. Our kid is smart. She can know 2 different words for the same thing, right? Like, it's fine. Just talk the way that you talk. And so at this point now, there are some words that Clark has made the conscious choice of, like, I prefer the American word for this thing. One of them is trash. She says trash instead of rubbish. We were talking about that this morning, actually. Or like when she got her glasses initially, on the way home, she was like, all of my friends say glasses, but I say glasses. And I was like, I mean, you can say it however you want. Do you want to say glasses? Or do you want to say glasses? She was like, I want to say glasses. I was like, okay, then say glasses, right? Like, it's, again, just like what Sam said to me. It's not like people don't know what word you're saying. They know what word you're talking about. So, like, fuck it. However you want to say it. So, yeah. The American hard A. Yeah. Her vowel sounds are very American and have shown no sign of going away. Everyone kept being like, you know, once she's in school and she's around her peers are going to really influence the way that she talks, because that's just how we are, right? Like, we mimic our peers. It's instinctual. So yeah, she'll sound like you for a while. And there are some things, some like inflections and ways that she talks that might always sound American, but she's going to slowly sound more and more English. And everyone, when they meet her, is like, wow, she still sounds so American. I'm like, I know. And I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I've done. I've truly infected my child. So, but it's fine. We might hit a point where her accent like changes rapidly. But for now, I guess I could look at it as a good thing, in a way of like, we talk to each other a lot, right? She and I talk to each other all the time. So, because we still have a close relationship that way, and we share things and we talk about stuff all the time, she still talks like I do. I don't know. She just loves her mom. Yeah. She adores her dude mom while dude dad watches weird dramas. And that's our life together. And that's it. Yeah. All right. Let me read off our activity feed and I'm going to go. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. This week, generally, I think should be fine. I'm going to take another crack at getting like my setup working properly in the living room with Peach. But potentially, because right now her schedule is like, she sleeps for like 3 hours. She wakes up, has her walk, has her medicine, and then sleeps for 3 more hours. So potentially it might just make more sense, as much as I'm like, I just want to be in the same room with her and like keeping her company and stuff. It might make more sense to just continue streaming in here and just check on her more consistently, you know, throughout the day. I don't know. But we'll figure it out. If I'm going to be doing streams while we're in America, I need to get shit set up on my laptop anyway. So I think I should just bite the bullet and do that, you know. Anyways, let's read our feed, shall we? Here we go. Sprinkle the Lich King, thank you for the 44 months. Fatal for All for the 108. Kelly for the 44. Muzzy for the 2. Crabat for the 65. Ectrix for the 89. Tetsu for the 71. Mika Muka for the 111. Oblivious, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Brett. Gazbang Goblin for the 81. Board Geek YT for the 130. That's crazy. Rasbirdie and Jensen Road, thank you so much again, and welcome to the Cat Gang. Exaven, thank you for the 101. Ads, thank you again, welcome to the Cat Gang. Courtin Justice, thank you for gifting a sub to Summer. Carrot Bread, thank you for, sorry, I wasn't like getting emotionally choked up then, I nearly choked. Carrot Bread, thank you for the 30. Chris V for the 43, and Shay for the 53. Thank you so much. We have got a raid leader. Let me see what they are doing. Birthday streamathon. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm just overwhelmed by how much I love summer. All right, go say hi to Insomniac's Dream. Spread love and joy. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll be back tomorrow. If you watch Sunforged, we've got Sunforged tonight. But otherwise, yeah, tomorrow around 11 a.m. should be when we're doing stuff. Okay? Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.